All right. Hey, everybody. Rob here for our BSPU call. Today is December 4th. Welcome to December. Happy December for all you guys. I love this time of the year. I hope you do as well. I know for a lot of people, the holidays aren't always the most joyful time, but I hope they are for you. And, fortunately for me, they are. I love Thanksgiving from Thanksgiving on, and I know some of you are overseas clients. So happy Thanksgiving to you from the United States for last week. So let me go through what I'm going to hit you with today. I have several things that I'm going to go over. And of course, I'm going to open it up for any questions that you might have. In a general sense, I want to talk to you about closing the year out strong and setting up 2019 for great success. And I want to share with you a little bit about our sales meeting today. This was the meeting that I had with our sales team here at our Los Angeles office. And I want to share with you what I shared with them and a little bit about kind of what I see statistically every year in December, and that I think you need to be aware of too if you aren't already aware of that. That's number one, and we'll spend a little time there. I'm also going to share my screen with you and go into my current book funnel so you can see the latest results of that. It's going fantastic. I couldn't be happier. I'm going to show you my ads. I'll show you the ad cost, just give you the last week of statistics, how many books we've sold, what our ad cost is, and what that's led to. It is going exactly as I would have dreamed and hoped, even better. So give you a funnel update there. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you a little bit of silliness with Amazon, because I get a lot of complaints from clients on, Amazon rejected my review, or my family member tried to post a review and Amazon rejected it. And I get all that, but I want to show you specifically, just like 30 minutes ago, what I tried to do with a review and what Amazon did to me. And if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to everybody. So anyway, and then I'll open up to any questions that you have. Okay, makes sense? So let's dive in first with closing out the year strong and setting up 2019 for a great year. A lot of this for me is mentality. I met with my sales team because obviously, we have a lot of holidays coming up. I mean, for me, every December, I take a week-long vacation for a golf trip with my buddies. And I've been doing that for over 20 years. I do it twice a year. And that has nothing to do with like Christmas or any of that. That's in Palm Springs, and it's a week of me playing golf and having a good time. My team takes time off during the holidays, not to mention Christmas time. Of course, the office is closed, New Year's, etc. And so I think there can very easily be a mentality that, the year is already over and now we're thinking about next year and we're ramping up for next year. But that is a major, major mistake. So statistically, December for us, for bestseller publishing, is always one of the 1 or 2 best months of the year for us, even with all the things that I just mentioned to you. The things that I mentioned being me being out of town, various team members being out of town, our office being closed more than it normally is because of multiple holidays, etc. It's always the best time, and it could be the best time for your business as well because of 2 reasons. And I'll give you the 2 that are true for us, and I believe they're true for you as well. Number one is this is a time of the year that people are used to and prepared to spend money. It's just the truth. Starting around Black Friday, people are pulling out their credit cards. They're not feeling broke. They're excited about buying things and investing. And if you do anything that has an aspirational component, which obviously I do, right? We do books for our clients. And so our books have an aspirational component, meaning that people have been dreaming about, thinking about doing a book for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And if I can impress upon them that, hey, 2019 can be your year to do it. And if you add that to the fact that people are already prepared and spending money, then it can be a great year for you. But this is the mentality that you have to have. You have to understand what your client is thinking. Now, I don't know if what you're selling has an aspirational component. But if it's coaching or consulting or some kind of done-for-you service, then I would assume, yes, there is an aspirational component to what you do, right? Whether it's leading people away from some kind of pain in their life or leading them to some type of success in their life, there is that component. Add that to the fact that they're already used to spending money, and guess what? They're going to do that with you, or they're going to do it with somebody else. You have to choose which direction that's going to be. And if you already feel like, hey, we're already ramping down, our expectations are low, we're looking to next year, then guess what? Somebody else is going to get them to take advantage of whatever offer they're giving to grab a hold of that aspirational component in their lives. And you could potentially lose a customer because of that. That's number one. People are, and I'll reiterate it, people are looking to the aspiration of 2019, the next year, new change, and they're already in the mode of spending money. Number two, for us, and I think you should consider this as well for your business, for us, this is a time for us to make changes in our program and to raise the prices of our program. So I met with our team today, and I gave them a rundown, if you will, of the changes that we're looking to make going into 2019. Now, I didn't give them all the details and specifics of it because we're still debating some of this stuff. But I can tell you for bestseller publishing, this is going to be one of the biggest years of change in our program ever. And as far as like us really raising the prices and investment of our program. So by the way, and most of you are done-for-you clients, congratulations, because whatever it is that you bought from me, let me tell you, it's going to be a lot more expensive in 2019. We're bringing on a new tier that's going to be $50,000 with bestseller publishing, 45 to 50. We're still debating some of these things, but I mean, we're making some pretty big changes. So what did I tell the sales team? I said, look, if you have anybody on the fence right now, you need to let them know in integrity that if they don't take advantage of where things are at right now, if they don't take advantage of the offer that you gave them, then guess what? Come December or January 2nd or January 3rd or January 15th, they can't take advantage of that because the programs will have changed by that time. Now, you need to be congruent and in integrity yourself, and you don't need to be telling people that prices are going to go up or programs are changing unless they really are. But this is a time that you need to be thinking about that for 2019, in my opinion. And I bet, I mean, for many of you that I've spoken to at our various events and in conversations, you could really use a price increase, an investment increase, and make some changes to your programs so that they're still enticing, but you're really getting more of what you're worth. So for us at Bestseller Publishing, we let people know, hey, look, now is the time for you to take action in December because come January, right, things are going to be different in January. Programs are going to change. They're still going to be great. We're still going to have some, amazing investment opportunities for people, but it's not going to be the same as December, and it's not going to be the same as what was offered. So consider those two things. When you add those elements together, those two things, you have kind of a perfect storm of getting people to, take advantage of whatever it is that you've offered them, right? Grab a hold of that aspirational thing that they want, whatever that is. For us, it's helping them do a book and get on radio and TV and all that stuff. And you also have the fear of them missing out, right? Because they will miss out on the program. The program will change for us. The price will change. And in integrity, we're going to let people know, look, if you don't take advantage of it now, please don't ask us for this kind of pricing and this kind of program, because we will have moved on to something new, something great that if you're not ready now, don't worry. You're going to love what we have come January, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be the same as it is right now. Does that make sense? You add those two components. And by the way, I've done this every year. I haven't done the major program changes, a couple of little things I've done, but this year is going to be pretty big for us. But every year, typically, we do some type of price increase. We do some type of adjustment or change so that come January, guess what? It's all new. And if you didn't take advantage of it, and we bring in kind of that low-hanging fruit, let people know now is your chance to do it, then more than likely we're going to have lost them by January because the program's changed. So that is my suggestion to you. And you don't have to create any kind of false scarcity. Don't ever do something that's not in integrity, meaning don't tell somebody something that's not true. But you should have these components in your business. If you have them in your business, then you can make December, even with all of the holidays and all the changes, one of your best months. It is for us every single year, and I expect it will be this year as well. Awesome. That's all I have to say about that. If you have any questions, then certainly feel free to ask those in the chat box. Now, let me jump in and share with you a little bit of the funnel update stuff that we have going on. That is not what I want to share with you until after. That's the Amazon, the funny Amazon thing. Okay, so here's the latest funnel update for you guys. This is the last week, okay? The last 7 days, this is our book funnel only. So this is my free plus shipping funnel, which is, why don't I just go ahead and pull it up for you so you see it. This is this page right here, publishpromoteprofit.com. /free book, but it forwards that so you don't have to type in free book. So this is my free plus shipping funnel. Okay, it starts off with the video. That's Russell Brunson, where he gives me a great endorsement. It's me there, and then all the reasons why they should, someone should get the book for free, but they have to pay for shipping. So it's a fantastic funnel. It is performing spectacularly. So here's the deal. In the last week, this funnel has earned about $10,738. The average cart value is 36. That's actually a little low, but that's because in the middle of the week it tends to go down. Believe it or not, people spend more money on the weekends. I don't know why that is, but they do. At least that's what I'm finding. These are the various upsells that people have. We have a couple of bumps on the page. I've already gone through all this with you. It's in another BSPU call. You can go back and look at it. Order one-time offer number 1, which is $47, is converting at 20%, which is fantastic. One-time offer number 2, which is $297, is converting at 4%, which is also fantastic. So the funnel is doing great. Now we're going to test some new things, and as we test those things, I'll be sharing all that with you. But I'm sharing this with you because you're book people, right? That's why you're a part of Bestseller Publishing, because you've either written a book or you want to write a book. So having a book funnel like this, a free plus shipping funnel like this, it is complicated. It is challenging. There are lots of elements to it. I'm working on the course that is going to lay all of this stuff out, and I'm sharing all of it with you as I go along. As difficult as it is, let me tell you, it is spectacularly worth it. Now, let me give you some real numbers. Now, that looks great until you see this. It still looks great, but this is what I've spent in the last week to make this amount of money. So, we've made $10,000. I got to move this thing somewhere where it's not in my way. We've made $10,738. But we've spent $9,332. This is on all of my Facebook traffic in the last week, okay? Not on just the book. This is everything. So someone would say, well, Rob, you really didn't make much money. 9,300 to 10,700 is like $1,400. Well, I'll make it even worse. When you consider fulfillment, we've actually just about broken even because we have to actually ship the book out to people. So and we don't do any of it here because it's too many. I mean, we're now selling, and I'm holding traffic back. I could sell a lot more, but we're selling about 40 to 50 a day now. So we have a fulfillment company handling all that. ShipZoom, which they're doing a great job, is handling that. So why have I said that this is fantastic? Because if you've been around any length of time, you know what some of my numbers are. If you don't, then let me share with you what my numbers are. Bestseller Publishing, we typically spend about $1,000 a day on paid Facebook and Instagram traffic. We also spend a little bit of money on AdWords, and we're starting to scale that up because that's really good traffic for us as well. In the past, that $1,000 a day that we spent on paid advertising was to get one-on-one applications, what we call strategy session or author strategy calls for my author development coaches, right? So that we could they're on the phones all day, every day, so that we could determine, is this somebody that we can help, right? Is this somebody that is interested in our programs and that has the means and wants to make the investment to get us to help them to do it? Now, obviously, $1,000 a day, 30K or so a month is a lot of money, but we get a significant return on investment, 8 to 10x return on investment every single month from our ad spend. Here's the amazing thing since I've launched this funnel. Now we're getting applications that are actually higher quality applications, because the only applications we're getting now are from people that pulled out their wallet and paid us at least $7.95, meaning they're paying for shipping for the book. Some of them have bought all of my products, all of the upsells, and then scheduled an appointment for a one-on-one strategy session call with one of my author development coaches. So because I'm now breaking even on my ad spend, meaning I'm spending $9,300 in 7 days, and I'm making $10,700 in that same 10 days, I'm actually banking an additional 30 grand a month in my pocket because I'm not having to spend that on advertising. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope that's like really clear. So you may look at this and initially think, wow, that's not great. And obviously, would I love to be making money on the front end? Yes. And I'm still working on, I'm going to be testing some new things to get this average cart value up. And I'm testing some new things to get my fulfillment costs down. This is my first pass. But my first pass alone has put an additional $30,000 a month profit into bestseller publishing that we can use to grow the company or do whatever else that we want to do with it. This is the power of a free plus shipping funnel, and how it allows you to actually attract customers, a higher quality customer, at actually a profit or a break even. And in this case, it's about a break even for us. So if you have questions, I'm happy to answer those questions, because this is like the gold, okay? These are real numbers. This is November 27th to today, and you can see for my ads, I got to move this, but it's November 27th to today, December 4th. This is what's really going on in the business, so that our business runs and we get, the best quality applications that we've ever gotten. So, which is obviously fantastic. And by the way, we're bringing on new clients almost every single day that are from this free plus shipping funnel. So it's not only that I can see that the quality is better because they're more business people, et cetera, but it's people that are actually upgrading and saying, hey, look, you guys are clearly the expert at this. I can afford the investment. Let's get started and let's work together. If you have any type of coaching, consulting business, if you've written a book for your brick and mortar or for your entrepreneurship, then you need to have some kind of funnel like this that does this for you, because it's an absolute game changer. Okay? All right, last thing, and then I'm going to open it up for any questions that you might have. So for those of you that may complain about Amazon because, your reviews get taken away or whatever. So 30 minutes ago, I was on my book and looking at it. And by the way, I'll show you something else that's cool with the book. And I saw this review. It's a 4-star review, and it says, be on guard. And I was like, what's that all about? So I read it, and I'll read it to you. So this was a good read, not a great read. It's a long advertisement for his company. Although there are a few gems that make the book worth the purchase, do not expect any more than a few pearls or gems of good advice. After calling the company and talking with someone who works for the author, if you were to go ahead and let them do all the work for you as suggested by the book, you can expect to pay over $7,500 just for starters. But you won't find that figure in the book. Surprise, surprise. Of course not, because programs change, prices change. Anyway, I got to hand it to the author, though. He does know what he's talking about, I think, and you won't be disappointed. Anyway, overall, it's a 4-star review. So I wanted to respond to this review. So I wrote him back. This is 30 minutes ago. Thanks for the 4 stars, Paul. I can answer your question about why we did not put pricing in the book, mainly because programs and pricing change. We have advanced programs that are a larger investment than you mentioned in your review, as well as lower investment programs. You are right, though. I know what I'm doing, especially when it comes to making an impact and an income with the book. So I wrote all that, and then I clicked post a comment, and look what it said. it said, you must be in good standing in the Amazon community to post. I'm like, dude, it's my book. I'm in good standing. I mean, like, what does that even mean? So I'm like, okay, I wanted to show this to you because literally just happened 30 minutes ago. Amazon does some screwy things, right? Like sometimes they won't accept a review from a legitimate person who's written your book. Sometimes, they do stuff like this. You know what you do? You just delete it, ignore it, and move on. So let me show you something else in my book that's cool. Anyway, I'm just moving on from it. So you can see my paperback's at $24.95. Kindle Unlimited is $0. I'm part of Kindle Unlimited, but my Kindle price is $7.95, which, by the way, I'm giving the book, the physical version of the book, away for $7.95, or you can get the Kindle for $7.95. The paperback's $24.95. Why did I price it high? Because I want them to come to my funnel. I don't want them to go to Amazon. But look what's happening. So we launched my book back in July, and my book is still in the top 10 in multiple categories. And I'm not doing anything personally to market the book. All the marketing that I'm doing is for my free plus shipping funnel. All of these ads are going to this page where people come into my funnel directly, right? So that I can get this. But even then, it's still going great. So now I'm not promising that 4 or 5 months later, your book will still be in the top 10 if we're doing your launch and all of that. But I'm telling you, when you do things right and you lay the foundation properly, then, I have people spending $24.95 for my book, which, I don't mind that, right? Because some of them, like this person that left the review, he actually read the book. He didn't go through my regular funnel. He called the office and scheduled a one-on-one call with us. Now, he didn't become a client, but that's fine. People are actually reading the book and scheduling calls with my office and coming to us after paying $24.95 for the paperback. So you got to love that. Amazon is our ally in this, but you don't want Amazon to do all of the work. What you really want is you want to have something like this set up, so that you can basically have free leads for life, if that makes sense to you guys. So thought I'd share all that. There's a lot that I went through, right? I talked about the 2 things that you want to focus on to finish the year strong, to set up next year. I talked a little bit about my funnel and how it's going right now. Again, it's just going like gangbusters just with where it's at right now. Tremendous success. Basically, putting an extra $30,000 a month into the company because of the free leads that we're getting. And I think we can even scale it up. This is our first iteration of it. So that's all I have for you today. And then, of course, the silliness. So any specific questions? I know I've been talking a lot. I've been going almost 30 minutes, but there was a lot to share with you there. If you get nothing else, though, I'd say you're all, in businesses in some form or fashion. Make sure that you really take on the mentality. You can have the best month of the year in December. You really can. It is always our number 1 or number 2 month of the year because we understand those 2 components. People are ready to spend money. There's this aspirational component entering 2019. And then, number 2, prices and programs change and it ends up costing more money. So you need to take advantage of things now. So what questions can I answer for you? Rose Murray says, thanks. What is your revenue from new clients in the same period of time? So good question. So we actually had our best month ever in the month of November, which is fantastic. This month obviously is brand new, but we've already brought on a couple of full pay clients, clients in the 30K range for our program. And we're bringing on, on average 15 to 20 clients in various programs every single month. So I'll let you know more details of that as December finishes. But, look at these. I won't share my screen again, but in case I didn't point these numbers out, but in the last week, we've had 977 people opt into the funnel, and 300 of those people actually bought the book, did the free plus shipping, and the book is being sent. So, I have, just from the last 7 days, I have 300 people that this book is going to be in their hands, and I've made money while advertising to those people. Now I have another 700 people that said, I don't want to spend the $7.95. Okay. So they're not as good a quality a lead for us, but they're still on my email list, right? And I'm still emailing them. I'll still continue to email them on a regular basis. We have a whole, 15 email autoresponder set up for the people that did not buy to get them to. In the past, it wasn't buyers that were reaching out because I didn't have anything to sell on the front end, like the book. It was just people that wanted a free consultation or a free strategy call. So much higher quality. Jean says, good share as always. My book just became an international bestseller. Thank you. You're so welcome. Congratulations. Ready to implement the next steps. Love it. Well, I'm showing you live and in person, so to speak, Jean, what the next steps are. And yes, there's a lot of work involved, and there's a lot of things you can go through my funnel. I think I've gone through every page with all of you. But what I'll probably do to be helpful is I'll probably go through every page and point everything out and make a video on that for you. And then we can have that in the membership area so you see that on an ongoing basis and you never have to worry about, okay, well, what do I do next? What's the next page, etc. Pete says, hi, Rob. Thanks for today's content. I'm currently writing my first book with you guys and I have over 100 footnotes of sources I cite. Would you recommend doing Snipply links for those URLs? I can put Snipply on, or I can leave the original URLs for credibility purposes. So good question. So a couple of ways you can handle this, Pete. I don't like to give people links that lead them away from me, right? From bestseller publishing. So you can handle that with Snipply, which is great. Another thing that you can do is you can put the original content, depending on what the content is. I don't know all of what this content is, but oftentimes you can put the original content on your own website. Basically have those pages set up on your website so people are now going back to your site directly rather than going through a Snipply link or going to the sources themselves. So you obviously have a lot more sources than our average client does. What we want people to do is drive your readers back to your website. So my suggestion is either Snipply or have all of those articles, videos, sources, etc., on your website directly. Is it Eurydice? Says, do you recommend providing free books in December? Are your clients able to reach #1 in such a heavy purchase month? So yes and yes, absolutely. You're able to reach #1 in a heavy purchase month. Yes, the competition is greater, but like I told you before, it's a buyer's time, right? I mean, people are buying stuff right now. They're aspirational. You're kind of proving my point, which is everybody's buying. So give them something to buy, right? Give them something. And you'll be successful with it. So 100% yes. Dr. Atusa, how are you? Hi, Rob. Is the funnel in essence how you get your high ticket clients, hence the $10,000 cost of ads per month? Makes sense. Yeah, so it's actually not $10,000 per month. That was $10,000 just in the last week. We have always, not always, but we've for the last year or so averaged about $30,000 a month for our paid advertising. But over the last few months, for the first time, we're now spending 30 and making 35 in essence because of the free plus shipping funnel with the book. And this has enabled us in essence to get free leads. And I believe it's scalable. Right now we're inundated. I mean, Sarah, who's one of our author liaisons here, had 130 people to call on Monday morning because of our weekend. So literally we sold 130 of these over the weekend, and we outbound dial every single person that bought just to touch base, say, hey, hi, just want to let you know your book is being shipped out today. And oh, by the way, is there anything we can help with? Would you be interested in a one-on-one call with an author development coach? So we outbound dial every single person. We need to ramp up our staff if we're going to start doing 100 books a day, which I think we could potentially do even more than that. Jimmy G says, hey, Rob, this is off topic, but my cover's done. The idea for the book is to get me on stages. One cover features a pic of me, authority shot. The other cover has a partial anonymous face. Public loves the second cover, but the first brand's me. Which cover should I choose to promote? Or should I do two versions, one for the public and one to send to event planners? If you're if you have pictures like that on your cover, I really like a picture of the author. I'm a little dumbfounded why they would choose the anonymous face over you. I mean, maybe you picked too handsome a person. That anonymous picture, Jimmy. I don't know. But I think you need to brand yourself. So I would go with the self-branding rather than an anonymous person. If you're going to have somebody on the cover, it needs to be you. That's my opinion. Pete says, thank you. Eureka says, if my book reached #4 in Amazon category, am I considered a bestseller, or does it have to be #1 overall? It does not have to be #1 overall. In fact, any list, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, LA Times, Amazon actually goes out to the top 100. We tell people that you need to be in the top 10 to consider yourself a bestseller. So absolutely. Now, you're not a #1 bestseller. So my opinion is you should, if you're doing this on your own, then you didn't do everything that we've told you to do, because we get to #1 bestseller every single time because of all the paid advertising, all the press releases, all the social media and everything that we do. And so when I tell people about our program, I let them know, look, you can probably do pretty good if you leave lots of these pieces off. But because we offer a guaranteed program, we don't leave pieces off. So my suggestion to you is that you shouldn't leave pieces off, even if you're doing this on your own, like learning through our program. So I would suggest that you go back through it and do a hard launch on it with more paid traffic and all of that, and go ahead and hit #1. You can do it. We do it every time. You can do it. Rosemary again. I approached 2 suppliers for financial sponsoring my book and no responses and likely no's. Keep going? ? Also, does paid sponsorship decrease the worth of the book? It does not decrease the worth of it depending on how you list it. So keep going. Yes, you asked 2 people and they didn't get back to you. Yeah, you got a lot more to do. If you want 10 sponsorships at say $1,500 a sponsorship, then you're probably going to have to speak to 30, 40, 50 people. Right? You're not going to speak to 10 and get 10. Just, the law of numbers just says that it's not going to work that way. So what we suggest, Rosemary, is that you have in the back section of your book something that says like, preferred partners or something. And you're not going to call it sponsored pages or sponsorships. You're going to call it preferred partners. And then you give each one of those people a page in the book. And you probably even want to have a sentence or 2 as to why they're a preferred partner of yours. Okay? So that will not decrease the worth of the book at all. You're making it clear for people, hey, these are people that offer complimentary services to what I'm writing about that you may be interested in learning more from. So no problem with that. Jean says, at Jimmy G, I have a picture on the back cover to overcome that. So I do have a picture on the back cover also, but I wasn't trying to brand myself with Publish, Promote, Profit. This is more about the company and not about speaking engagements. So I still recommend you do, if you want to get speaking, you want to brand yourself, smack your face right on the cover would be my opinion. Let's see, Dr. Tusa, thanks, Rob. You're welcome. Eurydice, how do I access the book submission tool on Author Garage? It should be all self-explanatory. I know Steve did a video that explains all of that, so I can't tell you exactly how to do it without like having the page up, but there is a video that explains exactly how to access it. So watch the explanation video, and then if you have a challenge, go ahead and email support and we'll help you out there. How do you hyperlink title to Amazon? I don't know I understand the question. If what you mean is how do you create a hyperlink in like an email or something like that, and do your book to it, I can't really tell you. I don't do much of the tech stuff here, but I guarantee you could do a YouTube search and just say, how do I create a hyperlink in email? Or how do I create a hyperlink in, on social media, etc. And YouTube, wealth of knowledge and information on creating whatever you need to create. Maureen, hi Rob, I just found out that I have 1,600 books in a book distributor warehouse that is closing in a few months. So I have to get them out fast. Do you think the free book with paid shipping is my best option or anything else? Well, I just showed you why it's a great option. I don't know the details of your book and what else you can sell, because it's not just about the book, it's everything else. I have 2 bumps on the order for page. I have a one-time offer number 1, a one-time offer number 2, and then I'm leading them to a one-on-one call. So all of this took, a couple of months for us to build out successfully. So I don't know what elements you have there, Maureen, but if you have 1,600 books, worst case scenario, you get them, you store them while you either build out your free plus shipping funnel or you find a way to use them. We give a lot of different ways. Like if you want speaking engagements, you could start sending them out to speaker bureaus, to conferences, to associations. You could send them out for PR and media, to TV stations, radio stations, etc. There's lots of things you can do with them. So totally you want to do that. We won an award and a bestseller for my book. Should I put both logos on the front cover, or is that too much? Probably 2 logos is too much. I would probably pick one, but that's just me. I'm more like aesthetically. I didn't even put my bestseller logo on this yet. I still need to do that. I haven't even done that yet. So there you go. So yeah, I would probably pick one. The books in the warehouse I'm speaking about is an award winner and a bestseller too. Love that, Maureen. That's great. But again, you need more for the funnel than just the book. Maureen says, to see the funnel you have, and I have a few of those elements already, so I'll probably do it. Totally. If you have those elements already, then build it out. I'm telling you, I showed you what my numbers are. The numbers are fantastic, and it's basically free leads. And the most high quality people that have already paid me at least $7.95, and in some cases hundreds of dollars, to basically apply to work with us. What's wrong with that? Dr. Tusa says, preferred partner. Can it be a page on each preferred partner? Yes. Oh yeah. Each preferred partner can have their own page, especially if they're companies or doctors in the field. 100%. You should give them each their own page. That's only 10 pages in the back of the book. So 100%. Yeah. Don't, if you're charging them $1,500 or something like that, don't, give them 3 sentences. Give them a full page. They deserve it. Could be a little photo, black and white photo in there, their logo, some copy, that kind of thing. Yeah, 100%. So great questions, by the way. Love it. Okay, great. Eureka says, we are not in expanded distribution on CreateSpace due to its size. It is really limited. Any recommendations? The only recommendation would be to reduce its size. Amazon makes the rules. That's even why I showed you that funny little thing about, Amazon saying that I need to be a preferred person or whatever to comment, which I am, of course. So they make the rules. I'm not aware of any way around that. Andres says, does the 30K include the ad spend, or is that a separate cost? So for our done-for-you clients, that includes the ad spend for our launch of your book. So if we're launching your book, then we're going to do paid advertising, press releases. We're going to write the ads, over 50 to 60 ads on 50 to 60 different websites internationally. We're going to write the ads, pay for the ads, place the ads, everything. And we pay for all of that out of our pocket. So for our done-for-you clients that we're doing everything for, there's nothing else for you to pay for or spend money on when it comes to the book editing, the publishing, the cover design. Soup to nuts, the launch of the book, the guaranteed bestseller, all that. About the only thing you got to spend money on is if we book you on TV, you have to, most of the time, pay your way out there. You'll have to get a plane flight wherever your booking is. But our clients, we book our clients where they tell us they want to be. So if they want to be on the West Coast, then we can book them in San Francisco, San Diego, LA, Palm Springs, Bakersfield, et cetera, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's nothing else to pay for, Andres. That's it. So I don't know if you've spoken to somebody already. I guess you came in through our free plus shipping funnel probably, right? So welcome. Awesome to have you as a part of it. if you want to have a chat together, I'd love to talk to you. So, let me know if you want to have a chat. Shoot me an email. I'll throw my email address in here. It's rob@bestsellerpublishing.org, rob@bestsellerpublishing.org. So if you want to just shoot me an email, we can have a chat. Probably if you want to have it, I'd love to have it this week because next week is my golf trip. So I'm going to be out of town all next week in Palm Springs with my buddies, enjoying some sweet fellowship. Randy says CreateSpace is no longer available. Everything moved to KDP Bookshelf. Thank you, Randy. I knew that, but I didn't even catch that when Eurydice said that. So yeah, there isn't any CreateSpace anymore. Amazon has moved everything over to its KDP platform. That is everything. So good. So anything else I can answer for you? If not, Eurydice says, can I send you our press release for review? You can only do that if you're one of our done-for-you clients. We don't review if you paid for the program and you're going through it yourself, then we don't review it. But we do give you examples of our press releases. So all you need to do, if you're doing it on your own, is write your press release yourself and write it exactly in the format we give you of the press releases that we write. Now we write, 10 press releases a week for our clients because we're doing multiple launches every single week. So we kind of have it down, but we give you those examples right in the program itself. Just follow that example and you are good to go. So you guys are great. We will not have a BSPU call next week, but we will resume the following week. I will send an email out to that regard. And you guys are terrific. Thanks for your trust in Bestseller Publishing, and I hope this was helpful to you. You guys have a great week.